This is Jim Sawyer for Capitalism In Crisis.org. Bus was a complex character. I eavesdropped on Father as we were closing our neighborhood store the night before Christmas, marking the end of the busy shopping season. Just then a man entered, distraught, and engaged Bus clumsily. Next, spontaneously, he exploded in tears. With a large family, he couldn't afford presents for his kids. Disabled and unemployable, he sobbed, there was little help, then, for families in his circumstance. Grasping a large bag, together the two men moved thoughtfully from shelf to shelf, selecting multiple presents for each child. No charge, of course, just big smiles all around as the distraught man exited into Christmas Eve darkness. It seemed that Bus had done this before, and spontaneously I had wondered why he was so low-key. Perhaps to avoid Mother's wrath. Our family lived far too close to the edge financially. Charity makes sense, Melba would have snapped, only when you pay your own bills first. Too often, bills in the Sawyer household went unpaid. No doubt Mother harbored bitter memories of Bus's failed attempt to help Betty and Jack. An old friend, Jack, had been hired by Bus during Father's brief stint as an encyclopedia sales manager. Later, Jack spiraled into alcoholism. Betty, with no career skills, coped alone. Even as a second grader, I remember Betty coming to Sawyer's variety store weeping. She had no money, she told Bus, to feed her kids or pay the rent. Reluctantly, he co-signed on Betty's loan and then picked up one more heavy burden when she defaulted. Co-signing contributed, no doubt, to bankruptcy. As with Donald Trump, it happened to Bus more than once. As a middle schooler, I stressed about family finances. Was it fair for Bus to co-sign for Betty, I wondered, and then later declare bankruptcy? When Bus gave away Christmas toys, was he giving away stuff belonging to whomever he could not afford to pay? Adolescent angst percolated and then eventually blossomed into career choices favoring economics, even moral philosophy. Always I am appreciative of Bus's tutoring, gained while working alongside him at our little store on 26th Street. I lament, however, how his contemporaries, as with Bus, too often act contrary to the needs of those who depend upon them. Indeed, I ponder, now as then, shouldn't politics and economics lead old men like Donald Trump and me toward planting trees in whose shade we will never sit? From Boulder, Colorado, this is Jim Sawyer for CapitalismInCrisis.org.